Hopefully you're at this point now where you're actually riding regularly. You're putting in the time, you think you're getting better, but still it feels like you're kind of, doing the same thing over and over. What if, and this is a big what if, but this is so true for so many people, what if the real reason you're stuck is because you're practicing the wrong thing over and over and over again? Hey there, and welcome to Sunday Strides. My name is Lorna. This is just a quick chat on a Sunday to help get you into action for the coming week in your riding. And I know today I came in a little hard, okay? But I want to be really honest with you here because so many riders are confusing repetition and the repetition of potentially the wrong things with success. They think that simply riding for the sake of riding and doing the thing while they're riding is going to guarantee their success. And that's not true, because what if when you're riding, you're actually crooked, or maybe you're unbalanced, or maybe you're being a little heavy-handed, or maybe your aids are not balanced, okay? There's all these different things. Maybe you've never really gone back to basics with the relaxation and the rhythm. Maybe your seat is a little bit tilted one way or the other. And none of this is your fault, okay? It happens. Like all the time, these things are happening. But what's happening is because you're not aware of it, you're just now reinforcing this bad habit, okay? And you're going to keep doing that until someone or something shines a light on it for you, okay? Like, for example, so often I get onto a virtual lesson with a rider and I can immediately see that there's just a little tweak that has to happen with regards to the seat. That's always a big one. And I always think if there's anything going on in your riding, take it back to your seat, okay? Start there. Straighten yourself out there if you want, okay? Make sure that that's all like golden, and then from there begin to explore other things. But so often with riders, I'll just tweak the seat slightly, okay? And this has a massive knock-on effect. Now, the thing is, tweaking the seat is one part of the problem, okay? Or it's one part of the solution, I suppose, okay? But then it is reinforcing that tweak. So very often, as you know, when pressure is applied, so when something feels different or something feels difficult, or maybe you're distracted doing something else, you will revert back to what you were doing because that's what feels good to you. So then it's this consistent reminding of the tweak. Okay, hold on. Whoa. Things are gone a bit wonky again. Let's straighten that out, okay? And that's where then your practice becomes problem solving. That's where you're going to get a breakthrough, where you'll move on to the next level. So what I want you to do this week as you're riding is, if possible, and again, I always recommend this, get a video out, video yourself riding. But if you can't get a video, and there's no reason you can't, you have a phone, okay? So you can get that. But if for whatever reason you're like, no, I can't. Well, why not start with the seat? And start with really thinking about your seat in the saddle. Is there kind of equal amount of you on both sides of the saddle? Are you sitting correctly so that your seat bones are underneath you? They're not kind of tilted back. They're not tilted forward, okay? Are they nicely underneath you? And then thinking about, okay, so from here, like kind of branching it out to your upper body, like carry yourself, your upper body, your arms. Is there stiffness through that? Are you riding with the zombie arms, okay? The straight elbows. What's going on with all that? And then kind of your legs, like how is all that going? And then from there, go with your horse, okay? Kind of, okay. And once I am straightened out, let's have a look at my horse. But I think that this is really, really, really important, because if you're just going to keep practicing the wrong thing over and over and over again, well, it makes sense. You're just reinforcing the wrong thing and you're never going to get the results that you want. And you know what? I do think that so often, I mentioned there that little tweak of the seat, so often it's a basic that just needs to be upgraded. You know, whatever it is that you're doing, it got you to this point. but it's not going to take you any further. It's kind of, now it needs to be refined. So keep that in mind as well, that it's not necessarily something that was bad, quote unquote, all the time, but it's just now to get to the next level, to refine your riding even more, you have to tweak it slightly. And that's why I'm just a big believer in revisiting the basics all the time in your riding. Okay, so if you would like to get more help on this, please reach out. We can get on a virtual lesson. We can kind of see any of the tweaks that need to be tweaked. And then from there, we can decide how you can work best going forward with your horse. You can send an email, lorna@stridesforsuccess.com, and all the details are in the show notes of the episode. Okay, I hope you have a wonderful week. Keep well, and I'll chat to you soon. Be good. Bye.